Hi, Taurus. It's Angela from Grounded Dreamers. We're here today. We're going to do a soul guidance reading for you for June 2022. And we're going to, we're going to take this as the reading for the month for the next several weeks. But, of course, I'm going to probably bring in some interim update readings for you guys too. But for now, let's just take this as June, something that you can focus on for the next couple weeks and find ways, points of growth that we all use on the journey of developing our soul, developing who we are, our spirit, however you want to word this. The readings here are general, but they are also specific enough for some of us, for any of us to tune into certain energies and then really put a focus on it and find ways that we can continue to evolve. We're using an oracle deck for the theme to get guidance on this reading and from the Native Spirit deck. And this is the card I pulled for you, Taurus. It's Talking Stick. So this is, those circles that you have, and you can have a big conference or a big circle of people and they have like a talking stick, or they hold a teddy bear and they say, whoever's holding it gets the floor, right? They get to speak their full truth without interruption, and they get to communicate what's on their heart, authentically. And this is a time for that for you. This is that energy of the talking stick for you, Taurus. It's time for you to be able to sort of express and declare the things that are on your heart, even the dark areas, even the things that aren't so comfortable. But it's time for you to safely express those out. Either only if this is work that you're doing only with yourself, you could, record yourself, say it out loud, and then hear yourself back. You could write this out. You could create a song or a picture or any kind of movement art, dancing or anything. You could actually sit down with someone and speak from the heart and share exactly where you stand and what you're going through. It's up to you, but letting that truth come out and be as neutrally expressed as possible, right? Because this old stuff that's in there and these perceptions that we have that we hold in and that we don't express out, they harm us more if we're holding them in, right? Than if we, get it out of our system and let the world hear and see, what we mean, right? So this is a chance for you to sort of unapologetically share. And even your darker truths, it's okay. It's safe now. It's time. Okay. All right. Let's look at the process and how we're going to achieve this using the Zen guidance here. So we have first row, this row here is your starting point. You have starting point, internal energy that vibes with this first card, and then the combination of these energies manifests out in this external position. And then the key to moving forward, or the key to progressing and evolving to a new level of awareness, is this pivot card here. And then our new level of awareness is up here. Landing point, internal, external, same kind of a vibe. So the left side's always our inner being and, things that are unseen and maybe that we don't show others. And the right side is always how it manifests in our life, or what it physically does, when it comes out. Okay, so here we go, Taurus, talking stick. Time to find a path to sharing our deepest truths. Okay, starting point here is turning in. So in order to be able to share our truths, first we must get in touch with them, right? And clarify them within, without disturbance. This figure, she's meditating, she's represented by all this water. And the blue diamond here represents that it's a water, like a cups in a regular tarot deck. But this is a card of emotions. This is, what are your deepest feelings? And she's in touch with it. She's tuned in. She's dialed in right to all that is deep within her. And even though there's these like little haunted kind of figures above her head, kind of maybe this is reality or past hurts or people that are pushing her to be a different way or whatever, this stuff represents chatter. This represents, not the stuff that you do not want to tune into right now. She's totally tuned into herself, and she's gaining an inner alignment so that the next step can be taken, right? So that's in order to share these truths, first you must tune into them and get in touch with them and find out, where they belong, in your inner being or in your life path, and how to respond to them. So whatever these truths are, tap in and figure it out, feel it out first. Okay, internally, this process is, oh, look at this, is healing. Okay, another emotion card. This is another water card. And that tuning in and being able to tune out all the extra chatter is already a first step on your healing. This is getting you in alignment, body, mind, and soul, head, heart, and soul. This is the alignment that you're seeking, and it starts with that tuning in. That is a beautiful combination in and of itself, right? It's just a wonderful way to be with what we feel and allowing it to heal us without harm, without the fear of, speaking our mind and being rejected, or being told, oh, you're wrong, you're bad, you should not have said this, or whatever. This strength here that you're garnering up within will protect you against some of that rejection or the fear of rejection that comes from outside sources. Within you, there is no harm, right? That's where all the emotions lie. That's where all the love is. And you can garner up that strength within you before going and taking that step to express yourself out. In your external world, this combination of, tuning in and aligning yourself. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Look what it creates. The thunderbolt. This is either a sudden shift in your outside world, like a sudden decision you make, or the shedding, the falling away of all that old information, all these old, these hovering sort of haunting vibes that are around her. Those fall away when you have that strength, when you have that inner strength and that aligned wellness within you. All that periphery stuff and all that extraneous BS kind of, it falls away, because the truth of who you are is burning up and through you. Look at this. These chakras are on fire from first to seventh. Boom, 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 boom. And then as it reaches the top, the lightning hits and everything falls away. This is a really strong card to be put in that position. It's also a major arcana, which is a stronger pivot point. Like, this is a shift that could happen as you gear yourself toward sharing your authentic truth. Okay. Then we move to this pivot card, and this is the key to moving forward. Oh my goodness. Courage. Okay. So let's talk about courage, right? This is not bravado. This is not, oh, I'm going to bust all these doors down until I get what I want. This is a quiet courage. This is a willingness to, as we start to share our deepest truths, either with another, or even if it's just to speak it out loud in our own presence, as we tune into it and prepare ourselves to express it out, we go through a lot of different phases, right? If we hang on to whatever these truths are within us and we don't ever express them out, then we're represented by that little tiny seed that this flower used to be, right? Way down there in the boulders, hard shell covering it, protecting it from all the elements, really not in any harm if it just stays the way it is, right? If it just stays a little seed, then that's it, right? There's no growth, there's no evolving, there's no new awareness, no shifting. But because this came up for you, Taurus, to get that seed and let express it out and let it develop and let it work for you, you know, this is representing a willingness to soften those harder edges, to allow the water to drip down into the crack and soften the hard shell so that it can sprout and become a new version of itself. And this is you, right? And really all it is in this courage vibration, it's really just the willingness to transform. It doesn't even have to happen in one day, right? Even though we had this quick transformation here, this quick shedding, you know, that could just be the first layer, right? And then as we move on and we have more stuff to uncover and unpeel and bring up and out of us as we share our truths, you know, we get to pace ourselves. We get to move along with the energy that we're given instead of forcing it through. But taking that stand, speaking your truth, being in touch with your authenticity and sharing it out, that's courage in itself, right? So acknowledge that for yourself. Then we move into, and then, you know, we go back and forth. We tune back in and we bring up the next item that needs to be expressed out. And then we move again into the next. It's almost like a cycle of, you know, truth expressions, right? Then our next, this is our new level of awareness here. This is what we get to work with after we've done all this lower work here. And our landing point here, where we land into the next level of awareness, is the point of existence, is just mere existence. It's acknowledging that wherever we are, whatever we happen to share as our inner truth, you know, wherever we are at what point in our life, or, you know, wherever we physically are, we're home, right? We have all that we need within us, energetically, spiritually, right? Not physically on this planet, but energetically. Whatever phase we are in our life, whatever point of awareness we've reached, however many truths we've expressed, that's the perfect place, you know, in this moment, at this time, in this space. And that's what you start to realize when you can ease yourself through some of these shares and some of these big sudden, you know, expressions and realizations, and keep moving and keep being willing to let them be. Let these deeper, darker feelings that are within you be there, but tune into them, acknowledge them, and let them sprout up and out. That's how we move and evolve. It isn't by gathering the knowledge and gaining it and hanging on to it, right? It's processing continually. And when you get to realize, oh, all these little series of, you know, tapping in, expressing out, sharing, and moving on, all those little series of those expressive moments came about in the perfect time and came about for me so that I can continue my path of growth, right? So, and then internally, that's the internal card that supports this existence card is your inner voice. So your intuition, starting with this tuning in card, has become stronger now, right? In this next level of awareness of reality for you. Your inner being and your inner voice has become stronger and louder and more reliable on you. You have that, you know, power within you to continue to evolve and grow all on your own without anyone's input. You know, we like to tap into others and experts and all that, but you have it. It's a matter of tuning in on it, recognizing it, and then allowing that part of you to grow, that intuitive, that inner voice to grow louder than anything that's going on outside of you. That's your guide. Okay. And you start to get that more and more as you go through this process of tuning in, getting your inner alignment, knowing that this is all for your healing, getting rid of the stuff that isn't working, or expressing out the stuff that's old and, weighing you down and no longer serving you. And then having the courage to continue on and listen for the messages that take you to that next level, stronger and stronger. And then the outcome and the very final card in this spread is playfulness. It's joy. It's pure joy. You get to experience more joy as you let out more of the darkness, or more of the fears, or more of your truths, unspoken truths that maybe others weren't ready to hear. Even if this, like we said, when you're expressing out some of these concepts and ideas within you, even if it's never heard by another person and only being expressed out by you for you, it still brings more joy. No one has to, it doesn't have to land on anyone in order for you to grow and transform it, right? This is all soul work. It's all within you and happening for you. So I love the way this ended, because then you get to say, yeah, I had some heavy stuff hanging in there, but I faced it. I allowed it to come up, and I allowed it to leave my experience. I expressed it out, and that alone helped shift the energy, right? I love this so much. So it's time, Taurus. It's time. Speak your truth. Stand up for yourself unapologetically, without the fear of being rejected, even by your own inner being. Oh, I said these deep and dark things, and now, I'm wrong, or I'm bad. No, because guess what? Your inner being is guiding you through this in every moment. And it's really the most reliant, factor of this whole process is you. As much as we don't feel strong, and we feel a little vulnerable, and we feel like we don't have the strength to face certain things, you really do. And it's a matter of putting into practice certain steps that continue to help you be aware of that. The little seed keeps blossoming, or the next seed blossoms through and allows itself to reach up to the sun, and allows itself to grow into a new form from what it was. And this is the spiritual process that we can all experience. But for you at this time, Taurus, it's important that you realize that you have everything within you that you need to transform some of this stuff. Okay. All right. It was great to sit with you, and I'll see you soon. Okay. Thanks, you guys. I love you.